In the frost-covered streets of Millbrook, a small industrial town in northern England, Emma Wilson walked with the weight of the world on her shoulders. At 28, her life was a delicate balance of survival and hope, each day a careful dance between responsibility and exhaustion. The morning was cold, darkness still clinging to the edges of the sky as Emma prepared for her first shift at Baker's Corner. Her hands moved mechanically, making sandwiches for her mother and sorting out medication. Bottles. The small kitchen of their modest flat told a story of struggle, chipped mugs, worn-out calendar, and photographs that whispered of better times. Margaret Wilson sat in her worn armchair, her once vibrant eyes now clouded with the remnants of illness and worry. 2 years had passed since her husband's death, and life had become a challenging journey for both mother and daughter. Emma's dreams of becoming a nurse had been put on hold, replaced by the urgent need to keep their small family afloat. The bakery was a warm refuge from the bitter morning cold. Emma worked quickly, her hands kneading dough and serving customers with a smile that rarely reached her tired eyes. Old Mr. Thompson, a regular customer, would sometimes look at her with a mix of sympathy and admiration. He knew the weight she carried. After her morning shift, Emma rushed to clean the community centre. The building was a maze of memories and hope, filled with echoes of local meetings and community gatherings. She moved between rooms, her cleaning cart her companion, lost in thoughts of what could have been. It was during one of these cleaning shifts that everything changed. A stack of medical papers caught her eye, an insurance cancellation notice for her mother's critical medications. The world seemed to stop. Her heart raced, and for a moment, the weight of their situation crushed her spirit. Emma remembered the doctor's last visit. Her mother's health was fragile, each medication a lifeline. The cancellation meant impossible choices: food or medicine, rent or treatment. Tears threatened to fall, but Emma had long learned that tears solved nothing. That evening she sat, with her mother holding her hand. Margaret looked at her daughter, sensing the tension. "Everything will be all right," she whispered, her voice a gentle comfort that belied their difficult circumstances. But Emma knew the truth. Their savings were depleted. Her 2 jobs barely covered their basic needs, and now this. The medical bills were a mountain too high to climb, a challenge that seemed insurmountable. As night fell, Emma made a promise to herself. She would find a way. Her mother had sacrificed everything for her, and now it was her turn to fight. The small flat, with its peeling wallpaper and threadbare curtains, would not be their final chapter. She began making lists, potential solutions, possible support systems, any opportunity that might present itself. Emma was not one to surrender. Her father had always said she inherited his stubborn determination, and now that quality would be her greatest strength. The clock ticked past midnight. Emma's mind raced with possibilities, her spirit unbroken despite the challenges. Outside, the town of Millbrook slept, unaware of the quiet battle being fought in this small flat, where a daughter's love and determination burned brighter than any obstacle. Tomorrow would be another day. Another chance, another opportunity to turn their situation around. As dawn approached, Emma closed her eyes, her hand still holding her mother's, a silent promise hanging in the air. They would survive. They would overcome. This was not the end of their story, but merely a challenging chapter waiting to be transformed. The first rays of sunlight crept through the thin curtains, casting a warm glow on Emma's determined face. In that moment, hope felt closer than it had in months. Her journey was just beginning. The endnote. This version is approximately 600 words, focusing on creating an emotional, engaging narrative that captures Emma's struggle while maintaining hope and resilience. It uses simple language, third-person perspective, and creates a relatable human story of overcoming challenges. The community centre stood like an old friend to Emma, its weathered walls holding countless stories of local struggles and triumphs. She had been cleaning these floors for months, her mop moving in rhythmic patterns that seemed to echo the heartbeat of the town. Mr. Roberts was different from other volunteers, an elderly gentleman with kind eyes and hands that had seen years of hard work. He watched Emma with a depth of understanding that went beyond casual observation. Where others might have seen just another cleaner, he saw potential waiting to be unleashed. One quiet Tuesday evening, as Emma arranged chairs after a community meeting, Mr. Roberts approached her. His steps were slow but purposeful. "I've been watching you," he said, his voice gentle but direct. Emma tensed, wondering if she had done something wrong. "You work hard," he continued, "and you care about people." It wasn't a question, but a statement that hung in the air between them. Emma's hands gripped the mop tightly, uncertain how to respond. Mr. Roberts explained that the community center needed someone to organize a new healthcare support program. They needed someone who understood real struggle, someone who could connect with people's genuine needs. His eyes met Emma's, a spark of possibility dancing between them. At first, Emma hesitated. Her days were already full. Bakery shifts in the morning, cleaning in the evening, caring for her mother in between. But something in Mr. Roberts' invitation felt different. It felt like hope. That night, she discussed the opportunity with her mother. Margaret's eyes lit up with a hope Emma hadn't seen in years. "This could be your chance," she whispered, squeezing her daughter's hand. The medical bills seemed to hover in the background, a constant reminder of their challenges. Emma began spending her limited free time learning. She borrowed books from the local library, studied grant writing during her lunch breaks, and started making connections with local businesses. Her phone became a tool of possibility, each call a potential pathway to support. The local cafe owner, James Miller, was the first to offer help. He allowed Emma to use a corner of his cafe for meetings, providing free coffee and a warm space to work. Thompson's Hardware donated some office supplies. Slowly, a network of support began to form. Her initial proposal was simple but powerful. A community healthcare support program that would help families struggling with medical expenses, providing resources, guidance, and practical support. Emma drew from her own experiences, understanding the silent struggles many families faced. Mr. Roberts became her mentor, guiding her through bureaucratic challenges. He taught her how to write proposals, how to speak with confidence, and most importantly, how to turn personal pain into collective healing. "Your story is your strength," he would often say. Emma's mother watched her transformation with pride. The daughter who had been overwhelmed by challenges was now creating solutions. Her determination seemed to fill their small flat with a new energy, pushing back against years of financial struggle. Local businesses began to take notice. Emma's genuine approach, her understanding of real community needs, started to break through layers of bureaucratic indifference. She wasn't just presenting a program, she was sharing a vision of community support. Late at night, after her cleaning shifts, Emma would sit at their small kitchen table. Spreadsheets, proposal drafts, and contact lists surrounded her. Her mother would bring her tea, watching her daughter transform their pain into purpose. The community center became more than just a workplace. It became a symbol of possibility. Emma's journey was proving that one person's determination could create meaningful change. As weeks turned into months, her proposal began to take shape. What started as a desperate attempt to solve her own family's challenges was becoming a beacon of hope for others facing similar struggles. Mr. Roberts watched her with quiet satisfaction. He had seen many volunteers come and go, but Emma was different. She understood that true community support wasn't about grand gestures, but about understanding, connection, and genuine care. The first light of dawn would find Emma still working, her mother sleeping peacefully nearby, the promise of a new day filling their small flat with unexpected hope. Her journey was just beginning. The end note. This version maintains simple language, third-person perspective, and focuses on creating an emotional narrative of transformation and community support. The town hall felt different that morning. Emma stood at the front, her hands slightly trembling, but her voice steady. Years of struggle had prepared her for this moment, a chance to present her community healthcare support program to the local council. She remembered Mr. Roberts' advice. Tell your story. Be honest. So she did. Emma shared how her mother's medical challenges had pushed her to find a solution. She talked about families struggling silently, about medical bills that could destroy dreams, about hope that lived in community support. The council members listened. Some looked bored, others curious. But Emma's genuine passion began to break through their professional masks. Her words weren't just a presentation, they were a lifeline for countless families. Richard Harrison, the council's senior member, leaned forward. His sharp eyes studied Emma, not with judgment but with genuine interest. She spoke about practical solutions, affordable support systems, and community collaboration. "Who funds this?" asked Ms. Thompson, the Finance Committee member. Emma had prepared for this. She detailed potential funding sources, local business contributions, small government grants, and community fundraising events. Her proposal wasn't just a document, it was a blueprint of hope. Emma explained how their program could help families navigate medical expenses, provide guidance, and create a support network. She shared statistics, personal stories, and practical implementation strategies. The room grew quiet. Emma's hands remained steady now, her passion radiating through every word. She wasn't just asking for support. She was offering a solution to a problem many had ignored. During the break, Richard Harrison approached her. "Your approach is different," he said. "You're not just complaining, you're solving." His words felt like validation, a recognition of her hard work. Back home, Emma's mother waited anxiously. Margaret had been her biggest supporter, believing in her daughter's vision even when others doubted. "How did it go?" she asked, her eyes filled with hope. Emma shared every detail. The FAR. Council's questions, their reactions, the potential opportunities. Her mother listened, her hands holding a worn photograph of Emma's father, almost as if he was watching and supporting her journey. News traveled fast in Millbrook. Local businesses started hearing about Emma's proposal. The bakery owner, the hardware store manager, the cafe owner, they all began discussing her initiative. Community support was building. A week later, the council's decision arrived. They would provide initial funding and support for a 6-month pilot program. Emma's hands shook as she read the letter, tears mixing with unexpected joy. Mr. Roberts celebrated with her at the community center. "You've done something remarkable," he said, his eyes twinkling with pride. Emma realized this was more than a personal victory. It was a community breakthrough. The local newspaper wanted to interview her. Reporters were fascinated by her story. A young woman turning personal struggle into a community solution. Emma was nervous but determined to share her message. Her mother watched her transformation with quiet pride. The daughter who once felt overwhelmed was now creating change. Their small flat, once a symbol of struggle, now felt like a headquarters of hope. Emma's program would help families navigate medical expenses, provide counseling, and create support networks. She understood their challenges because she had lived them. Her experience was her greatest qualification. Local businesses started offering support. Thompson's Hardware donated office supplies. The cafe offered meeting space. Slowly, a network of support was forming around her initiative. Emma's evenings were now filled with planning, networking, and building her program. Her cleaning job at the community center became a secondary role. Her primary mission was creating change. The town began to see her differently. No longer just a young woman working multiple jobs, she was now a community leader. Her journey from struggle to solution inspired others to believe in possibility. As winter turned to spring, Emma's program took shape. What had started as a desperate attempt to help her mother was becoming a beacon of hope for an entire community. Her father's photograph seemed to smile from the mantelpiece, a silent witness to his daughter's remarkable journey of transformation and hope. The endnote. This version maintains simple language, third-person perspective, and focuses on creating an emotional narrative of overcoming barriers and creating community change. Richard Hartley was not a man easily impressed. As a successful local businessman, he had seen countless proposals and heard numerous pitches, but Emma Wilson was different. Her presentation about the community healthcare support program caught his attention in a way no other project had. During a local business networking event, Hartley approached Emma. His reputation preceded him, a tough businessman with a hidden, soft heart. "Your program intrigues me," he said, his voice direct and measured. Emma felt both nervous and excited. Over the next few weeks, Hartley became an unexpected mentor. He connected Emma with healthcare administrators, shared insights about funding, and opened doors that seemed permanently closed before. His network was extensive, and he saw potential where others saw obstacles. Emma's mother watched her daughter's transformation with quiet pride. Margaret Wilson had always believed in her daughter's strength, but now the entire town was seeing it too. Their small flat, once a symbol of struggle, now felt like a headquarters of hope. The healthcare support program began to take real shape. Emma developed strategies to help families navigate medical expenses, provide counseling, and create support networks. Her personal experience became her greatest qualification. Local businesses started offering more substantial support. Thompson's Hardware provided office equipment. The town's medical center offered meeting spaces. Hartley's own company committed significant funding. The community was slowly rallying behind Emma's vision. Her nursing studies, once put on hold, now seemed possible again. Evening classes became a reality, with Hartley helping her manage her schedule. He saw her potential and was determined to help her succeed. Margaret's health began improving. The stress that had once consumed their lives was slowly lifting. Medical. Bills that seemed insurmountable were now manageable. Emma's program was making a real difference, not just for her family, but for countless others. The local newspaper ran a feature about Emma's journey. From struggle to solution, the headline read. People in town started recognizing her, offering support, sharing their own stories of medical challenges. Hartley's mentorship went beyond financial support. He taught Emma about networking, about turning passion into sustainable change. "Your personal story is your greatest strength," he would often say. Emma learned to transform her pain into purpose. Local council members who had initially been skeptical now became supporters. Emma's genuine approach, her understanding of real community needs, had broken through their professional barriers. During one crucial meeting, Hartley introduced Emma to key healthcare administrators. Her proposal, once a desperate dream, was now a professional presentation. She spoke with confidence, sharing statistics, personal stories, and practical solutions. The medical community began to take notice. Emma's program wasn't just about financial support, it was about holistic community care. She understood that healing went beyond medical treatments. Her evening nursing classes became a symbol of hope. Emma was proving that dreams deferred were not dreams destroyed. She balanced her program management, cleaning job, and studies with remarkable determination. Mr. Roberts, her initial mentor, watched her journey with pride. The young woman who had once cleaned the community center was now transforming it from within. He had seen her potential when others saw only struggle. Margaret's health became a testament to the program's potential. Better medical support, reduced financial stress, and hope had changed their lives. Their small flat, once a place of worry, now buzzed with possibility. Local businesses started implementing similar support programs, inspired by Emma's initiative. What had started as a personal mission was becoming a community movement. Hartley saw Emma as more than a project. He saw a leader, someone who could create meaningful change. His mentorship was about empowerment, about helping her realize her full potential. As summer approached, Emma's program expanded. More families received support, more connections were made. The community was healing, one family at a time. Her father's photograph, which had always watched from the mantelpiece, seemed to smile. His daughter was creating the change he had always believed she could. Emma's journey was proving that one person's determination could transform an entire community's future. Her story was just beginning. The end note. This version maintains simple, language, third-person perspective and focuses on creating an emotional narrative of personal and community transformation. 2 years had passed since Emma first presented her community healthcare support program. The small town of Millbrook had transformed, and at the center of this change stood Emma Wilson. Her nursing qualification was complete. The evening classes that once seemed impossible were now a proud achievement. Emma worked part-time at the local hospital, continuing to manage her community initiative with unwavering passion. Margaret Wilson, once confined to her armchair by illness, now volunteered alongside her daughter. Her eyes sparkled with pride, telling stories of Emma's journey to anyone who would listen. The community center had become their second home, a place of hope and healing. Richard Hartley's mentorship had been more than financial support. He had believed in Emma when few others did. Now her program was being studied by other towns, a model of community healthcare support that went beyond traditional approaches. The local newspaper did a follow-up story. From Struggle to Success, the headline read. Emma's face smiled from the front page, a symbol of resilience and determination. Her story had become an inspiration for many struggling families. Local businesses that had once been distant were now active supporters. Thompson's Hardware, the cafe, the medical center, they all spoke about Emma's program with genuine respect. What had started as a small initiative was now a community-wide movement. Emma's approach was simple yet powerful. She understood that healthcare was more than medical treatments. It was about support, understanding, and hope. Families found not just financial assistance, but a network of care and compassion. Mr. Roberts, now retired, would often visit the community center. He would look at Emma with tears in his eyes, remembering the young woman who used to clean the floors. Now she was transforming lives. The medical community had taken notice. Other towns began reaching out, wanting to learn about Millbrook's innovative approach to community healthcare. Emma found herself giving presentations, sharing her journey of transformation. Margaret's health continued to improve. The stress that had once consumed their lives was now a distant memory. Their small flat, once a symbol of struggle, was now a place of joy and possibility. Emma's nursing career flourished. She worked with passion, understanding that each patient was more than a medical case. Her personal experience had taught her the importance of compassion and support. The community program continued to grow. More families received support, more connections were made. Emma had created a network of hope that extended far beyond medical assistance. Hartley continued to support her, not as a mentor now, but as a friend. He saw Emma as a leader, someone who could create meaningful change in healthcare and community. Support at local schools began inviting Emma to speak. She shared her story with young students, teaching them about resilience, hope, and the power of community. Her message was simple: one person can make a difference. The town of Millbrook had changed. What was once a place of silent struggles was now a community of support and hope. Emma's journey had transformed not just her life, but the lives of countless others. Her mother would often say, "Your father would be so proud." The photograph on the mantelpiece seemed to watch over them, a silent witness to their remarkable journey. Emma reflected on her path. From cleaning the community center to managing a groundbreaking healthcare support program, her journey had been unexpected but beautiful. She had turned her biggest challenge into her greatest strength. The winter approached, bringing with it memories of those difficult days. But now, those memories were different. They were no longer about struggle, but about triumph, about hope, about the power of one person's determination to create change. As the sun set over Millbrook, Emma looked out at the town that had supported her, that she had helped transform. Her journey was a testament to the power of resilience, compassion, and community. Her story was far from over. In fact, it was just beginning. The end note. This version maintains simple language, third-person perspective, and focuses on creating an emotional narrative of complete transformation and hope, bringing Emma's journey to a powerful and inspirational conclusion.